At EJ Tackett as well, who is getting better and better the more he finds his feet in this competition. But the big question mark for me in this match is Svensson. What are we going to get from him?
Well, Nick, I think you're quite right. Yes, the only player out on the left-hand side of the lane is Jesper Svensson. Now, if he can get out there and be on the strike shot and carry strikes, this game could be all over. The other three players obviously playing on the right-hand side, but it's a freshly dressed lane. So there'll be plenty of all around, and it will be carrying down as the players go.
Who starts? Is it commercial?
Yes, but just couldn't carry corner pins, it seemed, yesterday. EJ Tackett did not have a great start to his Weber Cup career on Friday night. Got blown out by Jesper, 278, 247. But they've met a couple of times since.
Well, the only other thing, Nick, of course, is if Jesper cannot carry those corner pins, it's Dominic Barrett that's got to spare them. So he won't be worrying too much, but he would still like the strikes. And assuming these guys are mic'd up, it'll be interesting to hear what they say with one another.
Yeah, Jesper and EJ played each other twice in one session yesterday. They shared it. But both of them really struggled at times as well.
Afro's still there. We're in business.
Yep. The hair's still looking good.
Your biggest fan?
For Kyle Troup.
Yeah.
Everybody else uses a hairdresser. Kyle gets a hedge trimmer out. Now then, let's see what we're going to get from this fella. Just remember, it seemed single pin in the corner left time and time again yesterday, but that's gone. It's a whole new day today. And Svensson will take his time. The lefty, who, like Kyle Troup, will use a two-handed approach. Certainly taking his time here.
Yeah, I think he was actually letting a couple of members of the audience take their seat before he started. Urethane bowling ball, left-hand side of the lane, brand new oil.
So no excuses.
I don't think he was making any excuses.
No 7-pin that time.
Straight out of the trap.
Well, I don't need to worry about sparing them this time at least.
Well, that's unless I start leaving them for you.
And the first thing Stuart Williams said, no 7-pin this time. He would have been seeing them in his sleep last night, those sevens.
Fabulous shot. Only strike for the Europeans.
Let's see if young EJ Tackett here, who gets that ball to do so much work from that slight frame of his. Look at those rotations. He's taken 9. It wasn't a particularly good pocket hit either.
No, you're right, Nick. He wasn't, and you know, well, he hasn't got to take the spare, but it was kind of going fishing a little bit, wasn't it? On the right-hand side of the lane, it's just a little bit too wide, light on the headpin. Fortunately, gets a few pins to fall down, just to leave the one standing. No. For the two-handed Kyle Troup to spare.
Yeah, Sean Rash, the American captain, will be hoping that Tackett gets in the strike zone soon, because you don't really want this man wasting his skills bowling at single pins. Troup is red hot at this year's Weber Cup, and it is wasting him if he's just bowling spares.
Little twirl. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you're quite right, Nick. He was the hottest player last year, and he's been the hottest singles player this year as well.
I think he had 5 singles matches, and you've got all the stats. He bowled a 220, Kyle Troup, but everything else has been way up there. I'm talking 270 plus. Big Stuart Williams just about made the pocket and the head pin there. That could have been anything.
At least it's not a 7-pin that Svensson's got to bowl at. Yeah. And I say that tongue-in-cheek.
Oh. God, so bad.
Well, it wasn't his best. Nobody would argue that. And as you say, Cass, thank goodness it's not that 7 in the corner. Well, it's single pins for Jesper.
No sweat, he said, no sweat.
Right. Good start there for me. Just the first shot in the doubles is always so hard when it's on fresh. Because you don't know how much you should move from the other shots.
Well, it's all right.
a little easier on the ball.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of...
You know you can give it some room.
Kind of encouraging one another there.
Oh, somebody's going to need some encouragement here because Tackett has bowled an absolute stinker.
I got you.
Isn't he an angry young man?
Well, you can I don't know if it's even anger, Cass. It's just frustration because when it is doubles and you are not firing, you've hamstrung your partner.
When you're the world champion, PBA Player of the Year, you probably expect a little bit better than this, and it's just not happening, is it? Too much reaction at the back end leaves the 3-6-10 and the 4-7. It's a makeable spare, but Carl's got to be so accurate here.
Look a little.
Like that.
As you say, Nick, yeah, just like that. A great looking shot. A 5 spare. Just about saves the frame, doesn't it?
That is a fabulous shot from Troup.
I got you back.
Yeah, well, he said when he stepped up, he said, I got it. He was right. And EJ just said, thanks for that.
That was the old autograph.
Cold water paid off.
And Kyle doing absolutely the right thing, keeping his partner loose. Tackett will get on line. Stuart Williams needs to get on line right here. That's a much better shot. Takes the 10.
These guys don't mind if that 10 pin's a little bit late, as long as it goes. As long as there's a messenger somewhere to tap it off, they're happy.
Well, they're smiling, but I wonder what's going through. Let's just have another look at this, because I'm wondering what's going on with EJ Tackett right now. Took its time, didn't it?
Well, it left a flat 10. You saw the 6-pin just stand in the gutter there with no action on it, but it just fell left and took the 10-pin.
Oh, he's not in the pocket, you know. I mean, he got a lot of pin action there just because of what he puts on that ball, but it was, again, not the shot that EJ would have been looking for.
This man has probably more revs on his ball than any single-handed player in the world. This man has many revs as any two-handed player in the world.
But the problem with Tackett being off his game right now, Kyle Troup has not had a full rack of pins to bowl at yet.
And that's part of Scotch doubles, unfortunately. Yeah,
Settling.
if one of your lead-off man's not striking, you can sit there and spare all day. Unfortunately, they haven't got all day. They've just got 10 short frames.
Well, this is where the Europeans have really got to make their move and jump.
Right, or just slow down. I don't know.
Yeah, true. That's
While Tackett is in a slump, you've got to make hay and capitalise, because he won't be there for long.
Give it time.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if EJ Tackett's next shot isn't a perfect pocket hit and all 10 gone. So the Europeans have got to grab whatever breathing room they can get for themselves. Let's see what the tall lefty can come up with here. Oh, well, look what he left.
It's fortunate that at the moment that he doesn't have to take it. It's Stuart Williams, who's the right-hander, who will find it very easy, I'm sure.
Yeah, the problem for Svensson is he's up in singles play next, and he's going to be starting to worry if that 7 starts sticking around a little bit. That's going to be playing on his mind.
Well, the only good thing is that he can make a track for himself, a ball area, now, during this game, because he's the only guy out there.
As you say, for the right-handers, these should be automatic.
All right, EJ. You're great.
So
It felt
Williams
like that was
does.
going to be closer than it was. It wasn't that.
Yeah, no fuss. Don't worry about it, Stu.
Oh.
Simple enough.
Right.
But all eyes now are on EJ Tackett, because he has become the focal point of this match. He's off at the moment, and he needs to get on. It's not too late. Far from it. There is still plenty of time left in this match, but EJ Tackett desperately needs a pocket hit and 10 pins. Well, he got the pocket hit, but he didn't take the 10.
Yes, unfortunately he's suffering just a little bit at the moment, isn't he? Just cannot carry a strike for love nor money. There didn't seem very much wrong with that shot at all, did there?
Really nothing. It's just that's just bad luck. But as you know better than anybody, Cass, in Scotch doubles, when you're not striking, you feel like you're letting your teammate down. And Kyle Troup has done a great job of trying to keep EJ's morale high here.
But 4 spares in a row will not help the cause.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah, it was. They know. They don't need to be told. There was nothing wrong with that last shot.
We need some help.
Yep, they do indeed need some help. Now, is Svensson going to leave another one of those 7s in the corner? You kind of knew it, didn't you?
Oh, Nick Horning prediction, how about that?
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it is a really good shot. It's just unfortunate. What can you do? It's just one of those ways, you know, the 4-pin just bounces around it.
Just talking it over there with his teammate and his compatriot. And a single pin 7 dealt with by Stu Williams, but both of these two guys, Svensson and Tackett, just finding life difficult at the moment. The difference between them is the quick start. 2 out of 3 strikes for the Europeans. That's it. But Tackett is so overdue now, it's ridiculous. Finally.
Good one, I think, 1 left.
Good shot, what a fun.
Well, it was another good-looking shot, and this time it has carried all 10.
Yeah, well.
It's going to give Troup a chance to stand up and shoot for a full rack of pins, and that was just perfect. How about that?
Wasn't much different to the previous shot that had left the 10 standing. And that 10 pin stood no chance this time. Now it's the 7 pin we're interested in now, on the left-hand side for Svensson.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he's going to help, how much of an adjustment, if at all, he's going to make.
Well, this is a worrying carryover from last night.
There you go! Come on!
Now he can celebrate.
Get out!
The quiet man of the whole tournament just got, well, he almost exploded there, didn't he? I thought he was going to burst something.
Oh, that really was unexpected, but it shows what it meant to him as well. I mean, this 7 has been such a nuisance for him, and you look at a shot like that and you think, what's the problem? He hates that 7. He hates it. Look at his eyes.
I'm just wondering if that was in English or Swedish. I couldn't lip read it.
That was English.
Chance for Troup to shoot a strike. His first opportunity. And after all that, there's just 15 pins difference in it.
Oh, it's wide open. It's all to play for.
Yeah, we're 6 frames down. Troup's shot another strike for the for the American side, 2 in a row. So he's quite happy. The only possible problem is it's bringing E.J. Tackett back onto the strike shot.
Well, Williams hasn't had a strike shot for a little while. Let's see if he remembers where the pocket is, and first of all, he's got to just bring it back in.
Takes time, buddy.
My uncle said, "You're too heavy, that hurt."
Well, at least we know what the problem was.
Much of the truth spoken in jest.
Felt a twinge in the ankle as he was approaching. Yeah, with only 15 pins between them, every ball now is vital. And Williams has slowed it right down here, got himself ready, dialed in. What's he going to get? Takes all 10. That was a terrific response.
It was really the only response that the Europeans absolutely needed, and could take 2 strikes in a row. Hopefully going to extend that lead, depending on what E.J. Tackett rolls on his next shot. But it's right in the 1-3 pocket. It carries all 10, sets up that brilliant chain reaction.
You heard Williams say it, 2 more strikes. That should be enough. Tackett needs a strike here, and his last one was absolutely beautiful. This next one is a little bit wide. He's worked so hard to get back in the pocket, and just as he's got there, he's lost his line again.
And it's unusual for Tackett. I mean, he really is one of the greatest bowlers in the world, and he's bowling on a freshly dressed lane.
So just throw
So
this
he
right
really
final.
is actually struggling now.
Move 7 pins. It's okay. It's okay.
I got you.
I'm gonna get another good one here.
Troup certainly getting a lot of spare ball practice,
Shot, bro. Come on. You know what you're doing.
but the gap's growing.
Just a little twirl again.
Must have twirled a little.
Well, Tackett can't get down on himself. He's up next.
Didn't pick up. Yeah, never picked
Well,
up.
that's right, yeah, 28 pin difference on the score sheet there, as you can see. It's kind of looking good for the European squad, and Tackett's got some work to do. This could be the first of the 2 strikes that Stuart Williams has suggested would be enough for victory.
You're not going to argue with him either. Let's look at that 7. It disappeared.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Up that rock.
Stu Williams liked it. Jesper loved it.
Certainly more animated in the European camp, aren't they, than the Americans. Actually, Jesper threw that one a little bit wide left-hand side, but it managed to get back, carry all 10. A really important shot. Made it 3 strikes in a row.
Now, what comes next for EJ? We just don't know. He's walked away from that.
Well, that's the game over, because that's the 4-6 split, and that will be an open frame.
He knew the moment that left the fingers that it was a wrong un. Boy, he's had a tough, tough afternoon here.
I'm just wondering if there's an argument for him to perhaps cut down on his hook a bit and play a bit straighter.
Well, you've got to look at doing something different. I wonder if Sean Rash in the background there is wishing he could switch his lineup around, because EJ Tackett is going to go into singles play next in the worst possible mental frame, with his game all over the shop. Well, the 2 strikes that they needed, they don't need 2 anymore. But Williams can officially seal the deal here. But it looks, barring something extraordinary, that the European 3-point lead is going to be restored here with 1 to play. It means, oh, hang on, he's left it open as well. For goodness sake, he's saying to himself.
No, they're all right. It's a 4-9 split, and even if it's an open frame, they only need just a couple of pins.
You still don't like to see a 4-9 split at any point.
Yeah. Be a bit nervous for that last shot. Come on, you can do it.
Well,
Certainly an easier spare for a left-hander to take.
It's better 7 pin, I was going to have to spare the 6-8.
Well, he was so close. That was as close as a scrape of boarding house butter, that was, but it didn't just quite fall for him.
that was close.
Oh, that was really close.
It really was. Look at that.
It would have covered the 7 pin, that's all I can say.
That was mean.
Yeah.
So they need 4 pins on the last frame for another European victory. EJ Tackett's got to find a strike line because he's up in the next singles match.
That helps. But for anyone who's counting, the Europeans just need 4 pins to confirm this one. And Williams just says, let's be greedy, let's take all 10, let's get back with a healthy lead, let's pull to within 4 points of retaining the Weber Cup, because that's where we are now. Europe on 15.
I noticed Stuart Williams' celebration was done right in front of the American captain Sean Rash, who's sitting on the side there.
Can't beat it.
Well, He's only had 2 full racks to bowl at, Kyle Troup, and he's taken all 10 both times. That is the story of that one. The real story, E.J. Tackett just could not get online. Jesper Svensson was able to solve the riddle of that 7 in the corner. That was the difference. Europe back in front, and it forces huge pressure now on E.J. Tackett, who's got to forget all about that. He's got to find a way to come back and beat Svensson in singles. Otherwise, this Weber Cup is going to be spiraling out of control for the USA. Europe in control here, 15-12.